Hi class, this is Jeannie. Welcome to Interactive Advanced Concepts presentation number 5, Chem 126. This week's experiment was using electrochemistry to create a fire using a lemon, 6 copper tacks, 6 galvanized steel, zinc coated nails, a couple of pieces of rubber coated wire, a lemon, some steel wool, and a little bit of paper towels. The idea behind this experiment is based on an old experiment where we in high school made a battery out of a lemon, and the experiment this week is to take that one step further based on a video that we were asked to watch where a Russian guy in the woods appeared to set some steel wool on fire using a lemon and 2 exposed wires. He claimed to produce 5 volts of electricity from 1 lemon. My hypothesis is that this is going to fail, that you will not even be able to generate 1 volt of electricity from 1 lemon. And it will be fun to do this experiment and see what happens. So let's go. For this week's experiment, we need a lemon, 6 copper clips, 6 zinc nails, a piece of rubberized wire, and some steel wool. So first, I'm going to rub the lemon in my hands for a bit. You want to soften the lemon. Honestly, I'm not sure why, but I assume it's to get the juices and the acids flowing. Next, we're going to insert 6 copper tacks about 1 centimeter apart in a straight line across the lemon. And then, once those are in, we're going to insert 6 zinc-coated galvanized steel nails directly across from the copper nails. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep explaining how to do this, and then at the end I'm going to explain the process because there's more to talk about than the video. So after I put in my tacks, I use a piece of wire to connect the first copper clip to the second zinc nail. Then I connect the second copper clip to the third zinc nail, and so on. Eventually I'll leave the last copper clip and the first zinc nail free. Since my wire appears to be made of copper, I was a bit concerned that this would affect my results. But when I looked it up, I found out the copper is only about 6% less conductive than some of the other metals. So after I connect all of my uncoated wires, I'll be left with 1 copper nail and 1 galvanized nail. And there it is. So then I will tie an insulated wire to the open copper clip and another to the open zinc nail on the other side. This is going to create a positive and a negative terminal. Once I've done this, I should have an electrically charged lemon, right? So let's see what happens when I try to take my 2 pieces of wire and put them up against the steel wool and try to create a spark to light the shredded paper towels on fire. I know this is going pretty quick. I don't know why I recorded like this, but believe me, I did it multiple times and nothing happened. So I was disappointed, of course, because I was hoping to at least produce some sort of spark or a buzz or a fizz, but I can assure you that none of that occurred. So I'm going to go on to start explaining what is going on. Since electrons from the zinc flow out the wire through the circuit and then re-enter the lemon through the copper nail, the 2 positively charged hydrogen atoms pick up the electrons and become an uncharged hydrogen molecule. So, is it enough to start a fire? Now, I don't own a voltage meter to prove my theory, but luckily I was able to find a picture from a video of somebody else who did this same exact experiment. And I borrowed a picture of their voltage meter to help illustrate what I believe would be similar to my result. The man in the video suggests that the man in the original video, the Russian guy in the woods, suggested that we would create 5 volts of electricity with our lemon, which that was what had me shaking my head in the first place. Instead, I don't know exactly, but I speculate that since I didn't even have as much as a spark, the my lemon battery would also measure similar to less than the 0.05 milliamp. That's a very little current and certainly not enough to be usable for much, if anything, let alone a piece of steel wool. It would probably take more than a minimum of 15 to 20 lemons connected consecutively, anode to anode and cathode to cathode, to even come close to enough of a spark. Although I'm not even sure, honestly, about that much. So in conclusion, no, I don't believe that you can create a spark from creating a battery from a lemon. I just don't believe that's possible. There could be maybe I didn't rub the lemon enough between my hands to break down the individual cells within the lemon. Maybe if I cut the lemon up into pieces and created individual cells and connected them separately, that could have made a difference. Even with all of that room for error, I still believe that there would not have been enough electricity created to create a spark. Thanks for listening to my presentation, and let me know if you need any questions. Thanks.